Why silicon crystal behaves as an insulator at absolute 0 Kelvin temperature. If you see the structure of a silicon atom, it has 4 valency electrons. That is, it has 4 electrons in the outermost orbit or 4 valence electrons in the valency shell. It forms 4 covalent bonds. Each silicon atom forms 4 covalent bonds with 4 other silicon atoms. That is, each silicon atom shares its 4 valence electrons with 4 more silicon atoms, so that all the silicon atoms attain octet configuration, because 4 valence electrons are shared by another 4 silicon atoms. This is the scenario at 0 Kelvin. At 0 Kelvin temperature, that is absolute 0 Kelvin temperature, there are no free electrons. There are no electrons in the entire lattice. All the electrons in the valence band are trapped in the covalent bonds. The electrons which are participating in the covalent bond cannot contribute to current because they are not free, they are not mobile, they cannot move, they cannot conduct. Each covalent bond contains 2 electrons. 1 electron from one silicon atom, 1 electron from one silicon atom. Likewise, this covalent bond has 2 electrons, and hence all these bonds are written by 2 lines. But when temperature increases above 0 Kelvin, at that time, one electron becomes free. That is, any one covalent bond can break. And at that time, electron hole pair generation takes place. So if you see here, all the covalent bonds are intact at 0 Kelvin, whereas at a temperature above 0 Kelvin, you can observe some free electrons. These free electrons participate in the conduction. As at 0 Kelvin temperature, there are no free electrons. Silicon acts as a perfect insulator. At 0 Kelvin temperature, the valence electrons are confined to their respective covalent bonds, refusing to move freely. The silicon crystal behaves as an insulator for T is equal to 0 Kelvin. But when temperature increases, thermal energy increases. Some of this thermal energy is absorbed by these covalent bonds, and some of the covalent bonds break. Whenever a covalent bond breaks, for example here, one electron is set free, it comes out of the bond. Still, this electron is inside the lattice but outside the atom. At higher temperatures, electrons gain thermal energy, breaking away from the bonds and acting as free charge carriers until they fall into another incomplete bond.